Greetings, cryptoverse in the land of YouTube. Figured I'd try a little something different in this video, make a little news update. I get this information from Kraken. For those of you new to this, OTC stands for over the counter. That's where a lot of the big players buy their Bitcoin. They do this so they don't change the price when they buy over the counter. It does not affect the retail spot market that we're all watching. It does not affect this market, the price of Bitcoin. Now, it could, if a celebrity says they bought $1 billion, the news of that could affect the retail spot market. If you're new to this, that's a really wonderful piece of information for you to have, right? Because I know you're bombarded with stories of whales doing this and whales doing that. They do that on the over-the-counter market, or it does not affect the price, right? The first part here is about the over-the-counter, Asia, Europe, and Americas. In Asia, Wednesday brought a breath of fresh air after back-to-back uninspiring sessions. Flow as a whole wasn't plentiful, but the desk saw healthy Bitcoin buying and strong demand for Matic. Now keep in mind, this is over-the-counter. We'll get to the spot retail market here in a minute. In Europe, after an underwhelming start to the week, Wednesday's rally drew out buyers in size and failed to entice profit-taking. When all was said and done, Bitcoin buyers made up north of 95% of the day's trading volume and set a two-week high over the counter in the Americas. The overnight rally that bid Bitcoin back above 30,000 into an intraday high shy of 33K also drew out Bitcoin and Ethereum accumulators on Wednesday. Sellers were far and few between. Flows have yet to return to May levels, and many sidelined market participants are awaiting further signs of a new trend, which I agree with very much. Just when it looked like the market was about to roll over, which I thought it was going to, I got stuck in a bear trap there at 29,400 or 500. I'm sure a lot of people watching did as well. I really thought that death candle was coming, and it still could. If this was a relief rally up to 32,900, that was a really feeble relief rally, if that turns out to be what that was. So, anyways, back to the info here. An overnight rally out of Asia positioned the market to persist higher on Wednesday. For the first time since June 23rd, market-wide trading volume surpassed the 20-day moving average and hit a two-week high of 118 billion. As expected, the altcoins are collectively outperforming Bitcoin by roughly plus 100 BPS after taking the brunt of the sell-off over the last few days. So, what's driving crypto assets higher today? And is this momentum here to stay? And this is the question we all want to know. I'm inclined to believe that no, it's not sustainable in the very near term. I'm still looking for 20,000. For those of you who have been watching my videos, I've been watching that market cycle play out, whether you want to call it the Dow market cycle or the Wyckoff market cycle, or whatever market cycle you want to call it. It just looks like it's locked in my opinion. I could be wrong, but we'll see. Whether or not the market can continue rallying will essentially depend on Bitcoin's ability to climb higher. However, there are a few different explanations for this session's run. For starters, note that the broader market fell as much as 10.5% this week and is still down 10% month to date. Furthermore, Bitcoin's bounce off of 30K support yesterday marked the third bounce in nearly 2 months, which tells us that 30K is ironclad support for now. So I have a problem with that. The exchange I was on, Bitcoin went to 29,400 and was under 30K. 30K was resistance, clearly resistance for quite a long straight, about half a day. What I noticed with Kraken and why I recommend Kraken for the retail trader, even though Kraken doesn't have margin anymore, which I kind of like, but Kraken lacks that super high leverage data, I believe. So that probably tells the difference. I do like Kraken's data, but with that being said, the exchange I was on, we were $400 away from setting a new low. So that would not be good. So with that being said, the session's rally could arguably be explained as a long overdue relief rally that is also coming off the back of less than favorable headlines, regulatory crackdowns, grayscale, unlock, FUD, etc. On the flip side, one could argue that today's rally and modest retreat in the second half of the session represents a classic buy the rumor and sell the news event. And that's what I'm inclined to believe. That is to say, today was the long-awaited B word event with Elon Musk, Jack Dorsey, and Cathie Wood. The B word is a Bitcoin-focused initiative that aims to demystify and destigmatize mainstream narratives around Bitcoin. So that does kind of explain the recent wacky price movement we've seen. Heading into the event, Bitcoin and the broader market began climbing even more aggressively than earlier in the day. As soon as the conference started at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, Bitcoin set an intraday high of 32,850, then retreated as much as 4% in the following hours. While price action was indicative of market participants seeking to capitalize on the hype surrounding the event itself revealed more about how Musk, Dorsey, and Wood feel towards Bitcoin and crypto. Price action leading into the event can also be attributed to the fact that crypto spot markets had caught a big bid overnight. In any event, as bullish, in quotes, as the event was, it remains unclear if the bulls have legs or if the market will remain under pressure by the bears in the forthcoming days and weeks. And y'all know where I stand at this point. Takeaways from the B Word conference. Elon Musk personally owns Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Dogecoin. SpaceX owns Bitcoin. Look at that. Musk confirmed that he owns more Bitcoin than Doge. Tesla will most likely resume accepting Bitcoin. That's when he says it becomes environmentally friendly. Quote by Cathie Wood here. Bitcoin will serve as a hedge against inflation. There are lots of emerging markets suffering from inflation. Their purchasing power is going down, so they're going to migrate to Bitcoin. I would encourage corporations to think about how explosive and wide-reaching Bitcoin growth could be, says Cathie Wood. Elon Musk says Bitcoin has no throat to choke. Elon Musk says, I would like to see Bitcoin succeed. Elon Musk says Bitcoin by itself cannot be the monetary system of the world at the base layer, but at the second layer it's possible depending on how it's implemented. That's kind of how I feel too, but this is an evolving situation. Who knows? There could be stuff coming out that hasn't even been invented yet that could, shift things around a little bit in this whole ecosystem. Elon Musk goes on, says it looks like Bitcoin is shifting more towards renewable, and it looks like some coal plants in China have been shut down. There's a trend towards more than 50% renewables. In that case, Tesla would resume accepting Bitcoin. Here's the problem with Elon Musk that I'm sure a lot of you are just really tired of. It's almost hard to believe. This quote by him here. I might pump, but I don't dump. The guy single-handedly dumped the crypto market 50% with one tweet. So, I might pump, but I don't dump. Come on, man. That was intentional. Just give me a break. I definitely do not believe in getting the price high and selling or anything like that, even though he bought at like 35,000 or wherever it was, sold at 60,000, and then put out a tweet in the 50,000s that dumped the market 50%. Elon Musk. So I don't want to go off on that. It's not worth our time at this point. Jack Dorsey says it's deeply principled. It's weird. It's always evolving, like I was just saying. It reminds me of the internet when I was a kid. Jack Dorsey. My hope is that Bitcoin helps create world peace, Jack Dorsey. That's cool. I like that. That's kind of what this decentralized is for those of you that are new. Decentralization makes basically society their own bank. And when that happens, a lot of garbage goes away, right? We'll just skip this traditional market stuff. We will note that investors remain cautious amid inflation fears and COVID-19 Delta variant spreading. The dollar recently had a slight pullback, but it's not anything huge. And I'll skip the rest of it. What the charts are saying about Bitcoin. Not today, maybe tomorrow. This is the one-day chart here. This is the chart I've been operating off. I have channels drawn in here. There's a triangle. This is a bearish pattern. I've been thinking about showing that in my videos, but it's essentially pretty much the same thing as my channels. As we highlighted yesterday, many market participants seem to think Bitcoin remains in a bear flag, and a move down to 20K is inevitable. However, others have not lost faith in the bull's ability to regain ground and rediscover momentum that could send Bitcoin past 35K support and potentially even to Bitcoin's local high of 42K. I would disagree with that idea at this point right now. Those Dow cycles and the Wyckoff market cycles I've been showing, those are really strong, naturally occurring patterns. And now in the digital age, they're just reinforced by computers and bots. So I expect it to play out close, at least close to full 20K. I think I could be wrong. Always think for yourself. However, for either one of the scenarios to play out, we'll need to see Bitcoin either break down or break out of what might very well be a bear flag pattern. As we can see in the one-day chart above, Bitcoin's intraday high of 32,850 coincides with the rejection from the flag's resistance. That's right here. It actually came close to the top of my channel for those of you who've been watching my videos. Not only that, but the 14-day RSI also failed to break through what is a 7-month-long downtrending line of resistance. Needless to say, the bulls still have their work cut out for them, and the momentum isn't quite there just yet. Maybe tomorrow? Not tomorrow. Maybe next quarter, next month, maybe. Couple months. Just my opinion. In the meantime, a close eye should be kept on 30K support and the bear flag's resistance. However, with volumes and volatility as low as they are, one shouldn't bank on a move through either support or resistance to be immediately met with a surge in selling buying. And that's what I've been saying in my videos. Volume's been real low. There has been a slight uptake in it, but I think that may be playing out as a buy the rumor, sell the news event around that B conference. If that is true, we will find out here pretty quick. Time to make a move. Bitcoin is back below 30K today for the third time in 2 months. While the move lower has participants on edge per the Crypto Fear and Greed Index reading of 10, extreme fear, the bears have yet to send Bitcoin past its local low of 28,800 set on June 21st, 2021. However, with Bitcoin only $1,000 short, and actually on the exchange I was on, it was $400 short of setting a new low and potentially breaking down through support of what might be a bear flag. So there's a ton of bearish indicators out there. There just is. There's no one can say there's not. One could expect further weakness to follow. As previously mentioned, the current trading environment is abysmal. Not only is sentiment, trading volume, and price near at year-to-date lows, but the market is trying to find its footing during summer doldrums. As we have repeated time and time, one should expect crypto markets to be as painfully slow as legacy markets over the next few months. Given that the summer is in full swing, on Wall Street, the adage sell in May and go away is commonly mentioned to describe the time between May and October when the market, on average, underperforms the prior 6 months. Accordingly, it comes as no surprise that what we are seeing is Bitcoin and the broader crypto market slowly drifting lower off the back of menial volume and volatility. That said, expect this to continue, which is right in line with my narrative. To make matters worse, we can see that Bitcoin has been in a downtrend for the past month and just might have formed a classic bear flag pattern. Today's move below 30K marks what might be a breakdown through the bear flags support and potentially that start of yet another wave of de-risking. However, should the bulls succeed in holding Bitcoin above 29 to 30K, we could see Bitcoin retest the downtrending resistance line and even punch through. Although a breakout would negate the bear flag pattern, there is no reason that Bitcoin would have to then go vertical. For all we know, Bitcoin could then continue consolidating. While Bitcoin's chart most certainly looks to have a bearish bias, Bitcoin does not have to do anything. Until the market makes a move, anything goes, and sentiment could flip at the drop of a hat. I actually disagree with that. For instance, if we look at Bitcoin's 14-day RSI, we will see that the index has been in a downtrend all year long, with the bulls having failed to break this trend line. The index approaching oversold and the trend line to intersect with oversold territory come September. It stands to reason the oscillator has to break out sooner or later, and that's true, but it could be later. Imagine if Bitcoin goes to 20,000, how how oversold that indicator would say it is, right? So that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for the big drop. I'm waiting for the cycle to play out, and then we get the legitimate, enthusiastic, hype, go get 'em bulls mentality, right? I just can't see that happen from right now where we're at. I'm sorry, just can't see it, man. Although it is not guaranteed, a breakout could most certainly translate into the bulls restoring momentum and catching a long overdue relief rally. Whether that will be enough to break out of the current 30 to 42K consolidation range is unclear. However, it could clarify whether or not a move back down to the previous all-time high, 20K, is possible, like many are claiming. So 20K is the old all-time high from the last bull run of 2017, 2018. This is the RSI, this red and white line here. It's been getting rejected every time it tests. So just because it keeps getting rejected doesn't mean anything. It could just keep getting rejected for a couple more months, right? That's going to wrap it up. Let me know down in the comments if you like this kind of video. But I hope you enjoyed the show. And as always, thanks for watching.